One more time.
Okay.
Stumble on Black Belt TV.
I know I'm stumbling.
Action.
Hi, Gary Lee here with Black Belt TV's Martial Arts Exclusive. We're in the beautiful Anaheim Hilton in Anaheim, California at the Masters Hall of Fame. Many celebrities have walked through the doors, but one of my favorites sitting here beside me, Mr. Hank Garrett. Hey, Hank, thanks for coming for the interview, brother.
My pleasure.
Now, Hank is known mainly for Car 54, Where Are You? And, of course, 3 Days of the Condor, where he started with Robert Redford, and he was the postman who blew everybody away. One of my favorite parts. But, Hank, let me ask you a question. Well, you've been involved with a lot of stuff, but what are your favorite stuff that you've been doing here lately, and what you've been doing?
Well, what I do is I travel around the country and I sell autographed pictures, DVDs, and all the proceeds go to disabled American veterans.
Wow, wow. So everything you earn goes to disabled veterans.
Absolutely.
Well, God bless. That's great.
Thank you. I do this everywhere. In fact, I went and did it in London, raising funds for the disabled American veterans.
Wow, wow. You know, you were such a great actor, and you still are a great actor, but back then, I remember the Car 54. I used to just laugh at that program.
Thank you.
You were so funny. But then you got that serious part in 3 Days of the Corner, which everyone just kind of changed their attitude towards you. You were a serious person back then.
Well, the funny thing is I started out in the business as a comedian, stand-up comic.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Catskills in New York, and then I wound up being Tony Bennett's opening act for 4 years.
Wow.
And then I went on to work with Jerry Vale for 2 years.
Okay.
And it's interesting because there are many times I would read for serious roles and they would say, "You're a comedian, you know." What?
Right.
I said, "But I am a studied actor."
Right.
And then when I did Condor, they said, "God, I don't know about considering you for a comedy role. You're so serious."
Now, you did all your stunts in Condor, too,
Yeah,
right?
I've been in the martial arts since 1950.
Now, tell me a little bit about that, your martial art
I
background.
started in martial arts in '52 in New York
Okay.
with a gentleman named Min Pai who had just come from Korea.
Okay.
So it was myself and a couple of other, I'm from the streets of Harlem, so a couple of other friends of mine, and we started
You grew up in Harlem, New York?
111th between Park and Lexington.
Wow. Well, I bet a lot of your fans didn't realize that.
No, it's interesting, but some do. I still have a lot of friends in New York.
Absolutely.
And so I studied, and then I went, I got my black belt at the Chinatown Dojo with Peter Urban.
Wow, the great Peter Urban.
Absolutely.
Was one of the original history gems for the museum that I'm building.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh, what an amazing guy.
Yes, he was. He was very, very good, and we miss him. Absolutely.
He was fantastic. In fact, interesting story. I was appearing at the Copacabana in New York with Tony Bennett, and Mr. Parker, Ed Parker,
Absolutely.
came to our dojo.
The old man.
Yes. He came to our dojo, and he looked at me and he said, "You are a funny man." I said, "Oh, then you saw my act?" He said, "No, I saw your kata."
Okay. Oh, that's funny. For people who don't realize, the kata is a prearranged form that you do as part of karate. Hank, let me ask you another question. Now, you're traveling all around, but are you doing any acting jobs? Are you doing anything going on?
Doing corporate shows.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, last week, I've been greatly honored. I am now a master and a fifth Dan.
Shihan. Us. Absolutely.
Thank you. And John Pellegrini, Grandmaster,
Yes.
who's probably one of the
Tang Soo Do, gentlemen, right? Tang Soo Do?
Taekwondo Hapkido.
Okay, us. Yes.
And so he gave me he awarded me.
What an honor. What an honor.
Oh.
Now, if someone wants to get in contact with you for pictures or autographs or the movies that you endorse,
Right.
how will they get in contact with you?
Boy.
Is there a website?
Website, yeah, and
Okay.
it's hankgarrett.net.
HankGarrett.net. Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate this interview so much.
My
And one more
pleasure.
question, just
Yes.
for the record. What's it like being part of this Masters Hall of Fame and being associated with it?
It's wonderful. I am in absolute awe to meet my contemporaries, to meet the people who have created the history of the martial arts.
Right.
Bill Wallace, and I met him 30 years ago.
Hasn't changed a bit, has it?
Not at all.
Happy-go-lucky Bill.
Oh my God, and he's always fun.
Yes.
We did a we did a convention a few years ago in Atlantic City, and Bill found a pin, a straight pin, a little straight pin. 1,500 people seated, And all you kept hearing was, ow, ooh, he went around jabbing people. And you always knew where Bill was by somebody jumping up and yelling, Bill!
I'll tell you, what a character. Well, listen, thanks for this interview,
Oh,
Hank.
my
It means
pleasure.
so much. And God bless you, and I wish you luck in the veterans and your
Thank
career and everything you do. I'm one of your biggest fans.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hank.
Thank you.
You bet.